Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Around the Town with Chuck. My name is Chuck Guglielmo. It's a weekly interview show where we talk with interesting people, and not only are we talking with interesting people, but we're talking about my favorite subject, yours too, Cleveland Indians baseball. It's just around the corner, so like we did last year, Bill Kehoe just back from Phoenix here. Bill, what was it like in Phoenix? Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
And what was it like in Phoenix this year compared to last year?
Well, it was a little more, there's a little more attention paid to the tribe this year. A lot more fans. Autographs were very limited because you were 4 deep, unlike years past where you had easy access. There's definitely a rumble in Goodyear for the tribe this year.
Let's go back to that Game 7 last year of the World Series when Rajay Davis hit that home run to tie the game. Did you think what I thought they were going to win?
I did.
There was no way they were going to lose that game.
You're right, especially after witnessing the Cavs come back. I thought, this is great, and then had that rain delay and then end up losing. But we really overachieved to get there, in my opinion. So it was nice, but I hope we can get that same elevation this year.
I'll never forget when my son David was watching it with me at the time, and then that rain delay came. I use it all the time because I think it's a classic line. He says, look, God can't decide which one of these teams he wants to win. So they're both teams are cursed, so he's making it rain while he thinks about who's going to win it.
Right. Boy, it was phenomenal, the whole series.
It was a great series. And Bill, what did you see in Phoenix this year that tells you we can at least accomplish the same thing this year?
Well, basically, I see a better team on paper than we had 12 months ago. We've definitely solidified first base, I think, Encarnacion.
Was that a Christmas gift you've
awesome.
ever received?
That was great. And then getting Miller earlier at the end of last year.
Yes.
I definitely see a better team. There were a lot of question marks last year that were answered. Jose Ramirez being one of them. Keep in mind that last year we started out with Juan Uribe at third and Marlon Byrd in right field. Mm-hmm. And it just, everything played out right for the tribe. Francona made all the right moves. Byrd went down with the drug substance type thing, and then on scene comes Tyler Naquin. Had a great year. It was, everything just played out right for the tribe.
Tyler Naquin, you mentioned him. My highlight of the year, the inside the park walk-off. I was yelling. I scared the dog. The dog wanted to run outside and everything. I could not believe that's the kind, like you're saying, that's the kind of year they had.
Every move was perfect. They couldn't do nothing wrong last year.
It's almost like the manager of that team could have been the team's most valuable player. Even though you mentioned Ramirez having the great year and Miller coming on, just shutting the door down, but every move Tito made worked.
Yeah, you're right.
And sometimes you still question him. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And you wonder, how can you question this guy?
Right. Especially with some of the late inning moves with Shaw and it was amazing. Why is he doing that? But they all paid off.
Yeah, they did. Well, let's start with the starting pitching. It looks like it's going to be the same five.
Same five.
They kind of played last year. Corey Kluber, Carlos Carrasco, Danny Salazar, Trevor Bauer, and Josh Tomlin. I've even heard rumors that they may even try a 6-man rotation. Do you like that? Just to save a little bit of their arms?
I like it. I'm not sure Tito's going for it. I'm trying to think what the -5 was on the 6-man rotation. Was keeping everybody fresh. Maybe
it goes to keep them fresh and then try to not get them too tired too.
Yeah, I remember one time there was a 4-man rotation. Now they're gone to 5, and then you've got And I mean, really, the starters, they go 6 innings at best anymore.
That bullpen, 5 probably.
Right. So I'd go with a 5-man.
What? And if they did go with 6, who's the 6th guy?
It could be Clevenger.
Anderson's hurt. Clevenger they just cut. Or not cut, but I mean
sent down, but he's first one up.
Yeah.
Sean Anderson, I think he's a reliever. But there's the Mariano or...
Oh, that young kid that pitched Game 4 in Toronto.
Right.
What about him? How did he look to you?
I never saw him. I think he was cut even before we got there.
Oh, they cut him.
Yeah,
okay.
they put him down.
I say cut, but I mean they.
Yeah, he's there. He's on a minor league field. but he's not. They're kind of getting down to the nitty gritty, so they made the move early.
Which one of the 5 starting pitchers this year do you think will stand out? I mean, one year it was Kluber, then it was Salazar, then it was Carrasco. You think it's going to be one of those 3 again? More than one?
Boy.
I mean, every one of those pitchers are capable of winning 12 to 15 games.
If they all remain healthy, they're all in the same caliber of pitcher. I'd like to say Bauer.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
He's got so much potential.
Yeah, and this is kind of like a bubble year for him. I don't know. He just.
I know.
He needs to shine.
I know.
This year.
Kind of like up here with him, though.
Right.
Now, that's the only issue we have with him, but he's got the potential to be one of the better pitchers. I think he's got a better fastball than any of the other starters.
Yeah, he does, and I mean the quality of the starting pitching is awesome, and then you go right to the bullpen.
Yeah, obviously the starting pitching is one of their biggest strengths. The bullpen may be even bigger than the starting pitchers. You mentioned Andrew Miller. How about the left-hander they picked up in Boone Logan? Did you get to see him pitch?
I did.
And what were your thoughts?
Well, I only saw him pitch once, and he got hit a little bit, which doesn't mean much. But they're all working on their stuff. So I don't. The springtime stats don't really faze me. We know what he's done in the past. We know hopefully what he'll bring to the tribe this year. So
with Miller and Logan, they're both left-handers.
lefties, right?
Then from the right side, you've got McAllister that's still there. You've got, of course, Brian Shaw. Cody Allen, I think, will still be the closer. If I heard Terry Francona right, he would still be the closer. Maybe once in a while Miller in there too. You never know. With Terry, you never know how he's going to do it at the back end of the bullpen. But it looks like a team that if they can have the lead going into the 7th, maybe even the 6th, like a 2-run lead or something, they have a pretty good chance of holding it and winning it, don't you think?
Oh yeah, Dan Otero.
Dan Otero.
These are all experienced relievers.
He did something last year that I never thought. When they had him come on the team, I said, what are they doing? Look at the kind of year he had.
It was a great year.
He had an outstanding year. Anybody in the bullpen besides Miller and Cody Allen, of course, the 2 really reliable. How do you feel on Brian Shaw? You hear a lot of people say he scares you. But it's one of Terry's favorite persons to go to.
Yeah, I know it. And he's racked up so many innings over the years. Every team would love to have Brian Shaw.
Yeah, why not? What hurts Brian Shaw is early in the season in April, he seems to have that one inning where they get 6 runs, and it's hard for him to bring down that early average.
You want to get down on him, then he comes back with a
good stretch, a good long stretch.
But it's hard to give up on him.
It is.
You got to have faith in Terry. Terry's.
Yeah, you got to. He knows what he's doing. Last year, you sat in this chair and said that you liked Zach McAllister, and I didn't, and he proved out to be pretty good too last year. Good enough where he's still going to be with the Cleveland Indians again this year.
That's right. He adds to that blend of the bullpen.
Yeah, and all you really want from him is 1, 2, maybe 2 good innings, especially in those games where you have either a comfortable lead or you're behind a little bit. Yan Gomes, is he fully healthy and ready to go be your number 1 catcher?
Says he is.
What'd you see from him? Do you want him to be your number 1 catcher, or do you like Roberto Perez?
I like Yan, and I think Roberto has the attitude where he's waiting in the wings, and Jan's had a couple bad years where he's been injured, and if he goes maybe 2 months and is not productive, then you may see Roberto, and you got a couple of young kids in the minors that are waiting in the wings.
Really, when Roberto's in there, I don't feel bad about it.
Oh no, yeah, I think he did a great job. He was kind of forced into that. I don't know if you read the articles where he wasn't, when everybody got hurt there, he wasn't quite ready. He was rehabbing himself. And he kind of got thrown into the mix and had to, come back on the run. So I thought he did a great job. Really did.
He got some big hits for us in the postseason.
Sure did.
He got a 3-run homer in Game 1 of the World Series.
He was the only one who was hitting.
Yeah. That's right. He was
there
for a while. So the catching looks good. The starting pitching looks good. The bullpen looks good. First base looks super. Encarnacion and Carlos Santana.
Can't
No
beat
wonder
that.
they cut Colabello. Where are you going to put him at?
Well, they haven't really cut him yet.
Oh, they didn't?
No, he's.
Yeah, I thought I heard they cut him.
No, there's like 4 guys that are just.
Where would you play him? He's got great power.
If one of those guys goes down, isn't it nice to have Colabello?
I like him.
He hit 3 or 4 home runs while we were
Yeah,
there.
he's got some good power. Always hit the Indians well.
Yeah.
When he was a Minnesota Twin and a Blue Jay.
Never, you're right. And nice to have.
So who gets most of the playing time at first? Is it Encarnacion?
I think so.
His defense isn't too bad either.
Right. Yeah, you go with Edwin most often. Nice to have those two, though, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. Going to second base, of course, Jason Kipnis is injured. We'll miss, I hear, all of April now, at least minimum.
I hadn't heard that. Is that the plan?
That's what I heard. That he would probably be from one of the Cleveland plain dealer writers that he would minimum would be that he would not play in the month of April. But are they going to move Jose Ramirez over there in the meantime?
Well, if you're saying it's going to be 3 weeks, you probably will see that. I think you see Jose go to second, and then give Urshela a shot at third for 3 weeks.
Urshela, defensive wizard. Him and Lindor on the left side of the infield, and Ramirez is not shabby either at second.
You're right. If you could, I was thinking if you could take Urshela and Yandy Diaz, who's a phenomenal hitter, but a weak defensively. If you can combine those two, what you'd have would be awesome. But they're counting on Urshela to start hitting.
Got some power.
Got some power. Hit the game you were at, the Cubs game. Hit a nice home run and made some great defensive plays. Whereas Diaz had the 2 attempts, booted the ball at third, and then almost ran into Brantley and left trying to chase down a foul ball. So they're giving Diaz extra attention defensively. You won't see him in the club, I don't think, maybe at the end of the year. But there's a lot of potential with the bat there.
So you and the boys are down in Phoenix for about, 7, 8, 9 days?
8 days. My 2 boys, my brother Pat, and then we hooked up with my brother Tom and his 2 sons.
Okay.
So we had 7.
And you have a home down there.
We rent a house for a week.
Is it near the ballpark?
It's 6 miles from the park.
Wow. Like from here to North Kingsville.
Right. It's perfect house, perfect location. And every year gets better. 7 Kehoes in Arizona. It's just.
Now, do you go to the Indians games just at Goodyear? Because I understand all the ballparks are like kind of right in that same area. Do you ever follow the Indians on the road down there?
Oh yeah, wherever they go.
Where have you gone? Oh, you go wherever they're at?
Yes.
Okay.
The only park I haven't been to is the Giants Park in Mesa, Arizona. The one I took in this year was, and if you ever get a chance to see it, is Sloan Park, which is home of the Cubs, which is an amazing facility. It really is amazing. And they have such a following.
Yeah.
They have.
Tell me about it.
They were sold out. We luckily got standing room only. This is 2 months prior to the game. And they seat 15,000, and it was packed. And I almost thought we had to be escorted out because we were like the only Indians walking around. Everybody's in blue Cubs thing. It was scary. But yeah, beautiful facility. We walked around a little bit, and just amazing park. I don't think they share it with anyone either. I think they're the only ones with a lone park that's just theirs.
That's why I really didn't want to play the Cubs in the World Series, because you knew they were going to get all the media attention, and boy, did they ever. I mean, Joe Buck took some hits, didn't he?
Yeah, now I know. Well, you went to the World Series also, but now I know where all the blue came from, because their fan base is amazing.
Oh my goodness, it is all over the country, if not the world, for that sake. You mentioned the Cubs Park down there in Arizona being the only one that has that field. Goodyear, of course, the Reds and the Indians are there.
Right.
So did you get the chance to look at the Reds at all? Or could you care less about them like me?
Yeah, I did. My brother, well, the Indians had an off day. So on their off day, my family went to, well, me and my brother Pat, my two kids, went to Grand Canyon. Went to the Grand Canyon for a day and then came down through Sedona on the off day. My other brother Tom went to the Reds Cubs game. It was a night game in Goodyear. So he got to see the Cubs and the Reds. But I never, and their minor league facility's right next door. So if you want to walk over and see the Cubs, or if you're a Reds fan and you know the Reds, they're right there.
Mm-hmm. What's Goodyear's seat about?
About 8,000, completely
not
full.
bad. Yeah.
And other than the first two games, we went and saw the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Those being close by, they had great crowds. But the following day, we played the Rockies, and it was half full.
Mm-hmm.
So the locals draw the fans to Goodyear, but they're for some reason the Indians don't draw well there. I don't know why, but it's great
here.
for us.
Kind of like up here, although this year I expect them to draw a little bit better.
Yeah.
What about, staying with the infield for a minute now, Francisco Lindor, that's a superstar in the making, is it not?
He's a superstar now, in my opinion.
So
He
did
is.
you get to see him at all this, or was he still at the WBC?
No, he was getting, day we left, he was getting back, so we didn't get to see him.
Always smiling,
Oh, I know. Loves the game, loves
loves the
life.
game, and how much better do you think he can get? Do you think he'll develop more power? Not that that's
I
his
don't
main
know.
thing. His main thing is defense.
Right. If he brings that same glove every game, then I'm happy with 10 home runs.
Where do you like him batting in a lineup?
Possibly. Jeez. You're almost looking at him because when you got Brantley, Encarnacion, Santana, 3, 4, 5.
Ramirez.
Yeah. Maybe two. Maybe the 2 spot.
2. How about 1? Would you ever lead him off?
Why not? Good speed, gets on the base, smart hitter, good bunter.
Third base, we talked about, what's his name? Urshela?
Urshela.
What's his first name? Giovanni?
Giovanni.
Yeah. Giovanni Urshela, if he does play let's say he doesn't play third base, and they do still move Ramirez over to second, what do they do about third? Do they put that Martinez guy there, or?
Well, no, you either make one move or the other. You either put Martinez at second and leave Ramirez where he's at. It all depends on.
What would you do?
It depends on how long Kipnis is going to be out.
Let's say he's out the month of April.
Well, then I would do the move Ramirez to second and then have Urshela play third. The thing is, Urshela's out of options, so
Yeah.
Oh, or he has one left. Maybe he has one left. But if you send him down, the next time up, he's got to.
Do you think they would ever put Ramirez at second until Kipnis came back and bring Chizzy back to third?
No.
For defensive purposes, right now.
No.
You think they might do that?
We're taking a step backwards here. Next you'll say, let's put remember Santana.
Oh yeah. I don't think you'll ever see him at third again.
I think Chisenhall's proven he's a pretty decent.
He's
decent
a
outfielder.
lot better in right field.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the outfield. Chisenhall could play right now. Brandon Geyer might get some time out there. They don't have really any, except for Michael Brantley, but that I would consider a big star type outfielder. But they have a lot of talented outfielders, and I think Brandon Geyer, to me, I think that was it didn't look like a big enough addition at one time, but it turned out to be pretty darn good.
Oh yeah, he was amazing. He really was. And the reason they signed Austin Jackson when they had to make that move on Sunday is probably because Chisenhall got hurt. Whether it's day to day, so you got Chisenhall with a question mark over his head, Brantley with a question mark there. You're hoping it all works out. But you have a chance to get Austin Jackson,
Who made the team.
who made the team.
I'm hearing that Chisenhall, I think I heard, they're going to shut him down for about 5 days.
Oh, well, we're lucky if it's 5 days. Because he got injured that game we were at, going after a fly ball. So Yeah, I think you want to get through April. You want to have enough starters in the outfield. They've got some decent depth in the minors, and Brad Zimmer, we haven't even talked about him yet.
I know. I thought he would. I kind of wanted him to make the team. If Brantley wasn't making the team, I would have thought that they would have had Zimmer.
He's still green yet. He hasn't
Is
had
he really?
Yes, he hasn't had that many AAA at bats. So it was nice he got invited to camp. He had a great camp. He's 6'5" and got power, and he's got a decent arm. Could be a 5-tool guy.
How about that Allen guy? Did you get a chance to see him?
No, I didn't. I think he was in the. I really didn't. I don't know if he was in a major league camp, or he might have been AAA. We did get to see Francisco Mejia, the catcher they've been talking
Who they
about,
almost traded.
who was about 5'5".
Oh, really? Shorter than me, huh?
Well, maybe he was 5'8", but it's like, really? Yeah, but he was part of that trade that never happened.
Wow. Yeah. Tyler Naquin, center field, or you can put Abraham Almonte out there.
I think you got to go with Naquin.
Why?
Well, one. Why?
Tell me why, Bill.
Although I like Almonte, I do, but now you got a log jam here with Austin Jackson being signed, so somebody's gonna be the odd man out.
Does Almonte and Naquin look like a platoon situation? Naquin doesn't hit left-handers very well, right? Or is it the other way around? It's one side of the pitcher he doesn't hit too well.
Yeah, and he likes to go for that low ball too. So the pitchers kind of figured that out later in the year last year. But I don't think you're going to see them both together. Not with what they've got going on now.
Mm-hmm.
And who's getting sent down? Is it going to be Naquin? Or is it going to be Almonte?
I don't think it's going to be either one. I think they're both making the team.
Well, who's your 5 outfielders then?
I think it's going to depend on Michael Brantley. Are we sure he's going to be starting this year?
Everything looks good. I mean, he was
They
hustling.
still haven't announced that yet.
He was sliding at a home run yesterday. We're assuming he's healthy.
Oh, it would be great. And where would you bat Brantley?
Third.
Third?
Yes.
So let's assume that it's not Kipnis for April, which it's not going to be. So let's assume then, let's go with, so your leadoff hitter would be who?
Well, why not Ramirez?
Ramirez, Lindor, Brantley, Encarnacion, Santana,
And then fill in the blanks.
Gomes.
Could be Gomes, Geyer, or everybody who's left can go into that 7, 8, 9.
Interesting that you said Jose Ramirez leading off.
Good speed.
RBI guy.
RBI guy, clutch hitter.
Interesting that you would say Jose. I would never have thought him leading off. I may have thought maybe. I'm thinking if Kipnis is playing, I'm thinking Kipnis is going to lead off this year with Lindor and Brantley. That's what I'm thinking. Don't forget, they also can lead off with Carlos Santana.
Right.
Did you like that experiment?
Yeah, why not? It worked. Seemed like it worked.
And
Carlos.
if Santana leads off, then behind Encarnacion, you could probably bat Ramirez, or maybe even Brantley if you didn't want to bat him third.
It's just
You
a
want
great,
him third, huh?
It's just a great situation. It really is.
It is. We haven't had that
Yeah.
since what, the mid '90s?
Yeah, it's great. They're pulling out all the stops this year.
So their A team, let's see if you agree. Their A team would be Gomes catching, Encarnacion at first, Kipnis at second, Lindor at short, Ramirez at third, Brantley in left, Naquin at center, Chisenhall right.
That would be it. If Austin Jackson's in the mix, you might see him in center.
Austin Jackson, speed, line drive type
Oh.
hitter, strikes out a lot, but so does Naquin.
Yeah. And Naquin's coming off an injury. Austin Jackson's coming off a knee injury. He seemed to be healthy, but
With Encarnacion now providing a lot of the offense, you can almost afford to play Urshela at third, can't you? Since you got a lot of offense there at first.
yeah, I mean defensively, you gotta, I could have put that perfect lineup out there, but as everybody gets healthy, you got to cross your fingers, hoping he can get a hit
Yeah.
because he's got some power.
So the Cleveland Indians will finish. Do you think they will win their division?
I do.
Okay, so we'll take wild card out of the picture. Who do you think they would? Who's some of their challengers for the American League pennant? Who would
Oh,
be
boy.
somebody that you think they could be playing? How about Boston?
Yeah, definitely Boston. They've kind of beefed up. Everybody else has kind of faltered. I think Detroit's kind of taken a step back, seems to. I haven't really researched the moves of the other teams. I know
Boston comes to mind. Maybe Texas. I mean, they did win the most games in the American League last year by one over the Indians, and those two teams are
Yeah.
going to open up the season 1 week from today. By the way,
Oh, wow.
7:05 down
Right
in
around-
Dallas.
Right around the corner.
Yep. You like starting on the road? Two warm weather
Oh,
cities.
God, yeah. I wish they could play the whole month of April somewhere else. It's got to be brutal on these players. Brutal on the fans. I used to go to opening day and I was there to wear a winter coat and I said, "What? This is
You were a
nuts.
lot younger then, Bill, when
This-
you did
yeah.
that, right?
This is nuts." Yeah.
It is crazy. So at least they backed it up a week to have the home opener. Maybe that might make a difference, although they could be playing today. Maybe this
Yeah, it's not bad.
real warm weather here. Did you have good weather?
I tell you what, the first 3 days it was brutally hot. Hotter than normal. It was about 95. And everybody was just looking for shade. I mean, if there was a telephone pole with shade on it, you were under it, or you were finding the shade. It was bad. After that, it cooled down. It was beautiful the rest of the week. Like 70, 75, 80.
Besides health, what would you say is your biggest worry about the Indians coming into the season?
That's probably it, because I think they have the depth in AAA to answer any need they might have, and it's guys who've, like a Clevenger who's got the experience. Merritt's got a little bit of confidence after the one game, but I think you've got some guys down there that have some major league experience that can come up and help you out. I think overall it's probably one of the best teams I've seen, even compared to last year.
So hearing you give them better than a 50% chance of going back to the World Series
Yes.
against?
Well, everybody keeps throwing the Dodgers out.
Yes, that's the latest, Indians and Dodgers.
I don't know what moves they've made to justify that, but
I've been hearing the Dodgers, though, for the last 5 years that they're going to the World Series.
When I saw them play, I didn't. I mean, like I say, I don't follow them like I follow the Tribe, so I can't analyze any of the moves that they've made. But apparently, someone seems to think that the Dodgers are going.
How many years now for you being in Arizona?
It's my 6th year.
And then in Florida, you also went there.
Yeah, I went 4 years in Florida.
So about 10 years you've been going for spring training. And the very first time you went, how did that idea come across?
Well, it's just one of the things we always wanted to do. And what the heck?
How did you like Florida versus Arizona?
I liked Arizona a lot better. The parks in Arizona are a lot closer. I mean, it's 30 minutes here, 20 minutes here, whereas Florida, they're spread out. An hour, maybe an hour and a half to get to Tampa if you want to go see the Yankees. If you want to go see Atlanta, Disney, another hour and a half. It's just so much convenient in Arizona. 2 clubs. I imagine Florida, they share the same parks now. But 2 clubs sharing the same park. If you just want to stay in your good year, you could just follow the Tribe one day. Then if you want to see a Reds game, go back to the same park, see the Reds play somebody. But I kind of look forward to seeing the schedule come out to see where we're going, what we're doing.
And you usually pick a week later in the spring training, don't you?
I always go the 3rd week, and usually because the roster's shaping up, and most of the kids have been reassigned.
That's what I would like to do, go about that 3rd week too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to go at the beginning.
I've done the beginning, and you see a lineup and you don't even recognize the names. It's basically a AA, single A player that maybe is going to get his one at bat, and then he's done. So yeah, I like to see what's going on, who's vying for different positions.
Favorite Indians player on this team?
It's got to be Frankie Lindor. He's the heartbeat of that club.
Favorite Indians player all time?
All time. You should have prepped me on these, Chuck. All time. Oh.
Omar.
I tell you what, Omar would be a good one. Omar would be a good one. Very, very friendly. Always went on his way to sign autographs. Grady Sizemore would be another one. Never refused an autograph.
Manny.
Who?
Manny.
Manny.
Ramirez.
Manny being Manny.
Yeah, Omar was very nice. In fact, one game we were at, we sat. He wasn't playing that particular day. He sat behind him, and my sister was with me. And he looked back and gave us one of these. Like, don't say anything. And then after we were done, he said, "Hey, what? You mind getting a picture with us?" So he took the time. He was with his family that particular day, enjoying the game, and he took the time to get a nice picture with us, which I thought was great.
Yeah, that is great. Bill, you said before we started the interview you had some acknowledgments.
Yeah, I just want to do a shout out to a couple people I saw in Arizona. Was the Bill Taylor, who came down again, and I saw Jim Anthony,
Oh, really?
son of Jim the barber.
The barber, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been a barber for
And
many
he's-
years.
You know, he'd be another guy to talk to too, because I see him every year. I've seen him in Florida. I saw him in Arizona again this year with
I
his wife.
remember that.
Yeah, he's obviously a big time, and he must go the same week I do because I see him every year. Unless he's there for the whole month, I don't know.
Big political guy too, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. Don't know. Don't want to go there, but yeah. And I did snag some autographs for you, Chuck.
Oh.
Wasn't the ones you wanted, but it really wasn't a good year for autographs.
Oh, really?
But the one
Now,
day-
why would that have been?
Well, because they were 4 deep. People were there 4 deep.
Oh,
I mean, 2 hours before. 2 hours before they even broke for an autograph. It was like you aren't going to get there. And then the couple days, like Seth mentioned, it was 95 degrees. They were just getting back from the state of Texas, playing in Arlington. I think the club played earlier in the week, and the big club didn't even come out to practice that particular day, or they practiced inside. It was so hot.
well, any autograph's a good autograph. when it
Yeah.
comes from
So
a Cleveland
anyway, the
Indian.
day in question, it's mainly upper management. Do you know Jim Rosenhaus?
Yes, the radio voice.
Yes, there's an autograph from Jim. Richie Schaefer was very
Richie
impressive,
Schaefer.
third baseman. He recently got cut, but he's played for several other teams. Paul Dolan, Dr. Paul Dolan,
Yeah.
who's aware where Connie is located and has come here to do some steelhead fishing.
Is that right?
Yes.
Kind of like Jim Tomey, didn't he
Yeah.
used to come here to do that?
Yeah, he used to go hunting.
Yeah, hunting or
south.
something, yeah.
But basically, it's basically mainly management. I
Boy, you got all the dignitaries this
happened
year.
to catch that day. Chris Colabello, the man you mentioned,
Yeah.
his signature's on here. But it wasn't a good year for autographs.
But you got the owner and you got the radio
Yeah.
broadcaster. That's
Right,
good.
Mickey Callaway.
Mickey Callaway, one of the best. Isn't he one of the best pitching coaches in the game today?
I'm sure he'd be sought after
Unbelievable.
by a lot of teams.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, Bill, this has been fun. You think the Indians can go back to the World Series? I do too. And I think we're both concerned, and they got to stay healthy in order to do it. But every team has to stay healthy in order to get where they want to go. I think they've got the talent. I think they've got the depth that you mentioned. We can only hope and pray that they stay healthy. And of course, they're going to start the year with Kipnis a little bit. Hopefully, it's just that soreness in his right shoulder, and it's nothing more than that. And Brantley, it's more of a wait and see. But you said he looked pretty good.
He looked good, and knock on wood, if all these guys remain healthy, we're going to be in good shape.
And Gomes looked good coming back from the injury because
Yeah.
he was out a lot last year as well.
Right.
And how about Carrasco? How did he look? 'Cause, of course, we didn't see him in the postseason at all.
He looked good. They say he's healthy, so I'm pulling for him. There's a lot of luck involved getting to where we were last year
Sure,
for any club.
sure.
So let's cross our fingers and hope we can make it.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, glad to
Bill
be here.
Kehoe, my guest today, and Around the Town with Chuck, and good luck trying.
We'll try.